meal prep, just the words can feel intimidating. Or you might be like, meal prep is really not for me. And I can hear you. I understand where you're coming from. But there are some really good advantages to meal prepping. Meal prepping that even includes freezer meals or anything like that, because that is, in a sense, meal prepping. There can be some really good advantages. Today I want to go over some really easy ways to start meal prepping for you and your family that are painless and effortless and will really help you save some time and money in the kitchen. Well, mostly time in the kitchen, but it will also help you save some money in the kitchen because you spread your food out further. But if you're new to our channel, I'm one half of the Canny Couple. I am Julia, and we are a small homestead family in rural Virginia that work every single day to merge homesteading and frugality. And meal prepping is my jam. I love meal prepping. I love having my food in containers ready to go. Saves me so much time. I like having a freezer meal in there. I love the convenience meal prepping, freezer meals, bulk cooking gives me. I really do. And I don't know how to cook for a small amount of people. I have a small family. We're a small family. There are 3 of us. But I don't know how to cook for 3 people. I come from a large family. I'm not good at cooking for 3 people. It's very hard for me to cook for 3 people. So I'm going to start working here. I've got some meal prep that we're working through. And I'm going to talk about how I meal prep for my family and the things I do that make it really effortless for me to actually go through. I do have some notes, so I will have to look at those. So don't get to, be like, what's she doing? So this week I made some rice with some Asian sauces. Mine is pork and a little bit of rice. I'm going to see how I react to it. And my base is pork, a little rice, and zucchini and squash that was freeze-dried. So I put that all together, putting some sauce on it, and then we're going to top it off with some chicken that has some sauce on it as well. So we're going to go ahead and start with the rice. I've got the little one stuff already prepped here to go. And the first thing I'm going to tell you is you have to figure out what works for you and your family. This is how my family and I really like to do things. We like to have our meals ready to go. This is our preferred method. And you can see my kitchen's a bit of a mess. This is real life. We are real life here on the Canny Couple. We are not perfect. I am not perfect. I am by no means perfect. But we are very much real life, and that's what we focus on. And that's what you like. Please, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. We would really appreciate it. But we are real life, and for me, this works. When I have an appointment for acupuncture or something like that, or a doctor's appointment, having a meal ready to go that I don't have to think about later in the week, this just takes so much off of me. I'm just like, oh, I already have food ready. I don't have to worry about it. Or if I need to have Isabel fed before we have to go out, and it just helps me so much. Now, you might be a much bigger family. Doing this for 5 or 6 people might not make sense for you. And I get that. Totally get that. But having one pan, like my larger pans back there, having that ready to go in the freezer. You can pull it out the night before, put it in, and you're done. You're done. Because a freezer meal is essentially meal prep. That's what it is. It's essentially meal prep. You're just doing it, instead of separating it out, you're just doing it on a bigger scale. So mine already has some of this on it, but I'm going to put just a little bit more here. Get out all of this stuff. I don't like to waste. Now I get these on sale, and I keep them on hand just for these meals right here. Now we talked about make it work for you. Now let's talk about the next thing, and that is to make sure you have the tools that are going to make meal prep effortless. So for me, the biggest tool I could say that helped me are my containers. Now I used to have plastic ones, but I love my glass. I'm also looking for stainless steel for in the winter time when we have the wood stove going, because then I can set stainless steel in there and it would be so much easier. Because with the stove, I can go ahead and reheat it, but I can't do it with the glass because I'm scared it might break. But the glass containers have really helped. Also having the right kind of serving spoons. So these are spoons we bought for something else, and Aaron thought I'd never use them. He's like, she's seen these spoons, she's never going to use these. He says that a lot. She's never going to use this. I use a lot of things, but these are perfect for meal prep. for me, and I go through a bunch of them whenever I'm doing meal prep. So I'm going to take our chicken and carrot and pea mixture and corn, and I'm going to put it, I'm going to start with Aaron's right on top. Oh, I missed his rice for tonight. Well, he's going to get a little teriyaki on his rice, not the Japanese sauce, but the teriyaki sauce, which is fine. He won't care as long as it's not saucy, so because this is what we're having tonight for dinner too. Oops. Oopsie kitty. Oops. And now we're just going to keep putting this on here, and this is just what really helps me when I'm going through and doing things. Having these things ready to go, just ready to rotate through, pull them out, put them in my my Ninja. I love my Ninja just to stick it in. Works so well. The third thing I do is I set aside time to do these things. So this is my time to do it. Whenever I cook big meals, I set that time aside to do it. If I'm going to be doing bulk cooking, I put that on the calendar. Bulk cooking, I know what times I'm going to have to do that, and that's when I'm going to put most of my effort and focus into bulk cooking our meals for the week or for future weeks. If I'm going to make bread, if I'm going to do anything like that, I really plan that time out. So I make sure I can maximize my time, and I make sure I can get everything done that needs to be done. It's so important for me to make sure when I feel good, I'm utilizing the time that I have to get the most done, because future me is going to be tired. And the next thing I'm going to say is to keep it simple. That is the next tip. Keeping it simple is vital. Vital to meal prep. If you have a meal prep that has 30 components to it, you are going to outdo yourself. You're just going to wear yourself out before you even get started. You will never, ever follow through with this. It just, there's no way you're going to follow through if you have so many components that you can't even get done. You've got to keep it simple. Keep your meal simple. If you have a more extensive meal, that's like not part of your meal prep, unless you're like doubling up or something, and it doesn't take that much effort to double up. Like for me, lasagna as a meal, it takes a lot of effort, but if I'm going to make one and I'm not going to meal prep it, I will meal prep it. I'll put it in a freezer. I'm going to make 2 because it just takes a little bit more effort. It takes a little bit more time. I'm going to look at how I'm actually going to make this meal. But something like this is really easy for me. What makes these meals right now harder for me is the fact that my meal has to be a little bit different to Aaron's and Isabel's. Aaron and Isabel get to eat it like this. Mama has to eat it with a different base because I'm on a high protein diet at the moment. So because of that, I have to kind of get creative with what my base is going to be with what we have on hand or what I can catch on sale. So when you're doing these things, keep it simple. Casseroles, Instant Pot. One pot is my thing. One pot. I hate having to dirty up a bunch of dishes. So the thing people like, they think, you can tell there's a few here, but if I were making a lot more meals, there would be way more dishes. And our sink is also full of like a lot of like coffee cups because we've been drinking a lot of tea. It'll cause allergies and everything right now. So because of that, we have a lot of coffee cups in there, so it's really full. But that's just kind of life. We do dishes once a day at the end of the day and we get done. But this works. This works for me. I use the Instant Pot, I use the skillet, and that's how I made this meal. I also made Aaron bread. He'll have that pan. Him and Isabel will eat that bread in the mornings, and they will love that, and it will be tasty. But this is what works for me. And I would say the last thing, and this was the most important, you have to come into this with the right mindset. Yes, yeah, I have a bunch of dishes I gotta wash. I do, but today Julia can handle those dishes. Tomorrow Julia might not want to wash a pot, a skillet, and a pan, and everything else. But these things here, these things take nothing to wash. So tomorrow's Julia could wash these really, really easy. Or tomorrow's Aaron could wash these really, really easy. So that's kind of how I think of it for me. But you have to have a mindset what's going to work for you. Meal prep can really be for anybody. There is no one size fits all like the world makes it out to be. It really is just about what works for you, what works for your family and your setup. If you are a family that needs freezer meals, buddy, I'd be filling up my freezer with all those freezer meals. For me, this works perfect. It really does. I love this setup. We've changed it. We've learned as we went. I will sometimes do pans and just leave it in the pan with a lid on it and pull out as I need it. But I will say it takes me a little bit more time. So I like to go ahead, take the time on the day that I cook, get it done and be finished with it. And it just helps so much. So these are some really easy ways to start implementing meal prep or freezer meals into your cooking, whatever you're doing. If you're looking at like having a bunch of meals, I would take your cheap recipes and just bulk them up and then split them into 2 or even 3, depending on what your family size is. If there's like 5 of you, that's really easy. If there's 10 of you, probably not so much. But definitely look into that. And let me know in the comments below, what do you do? How do you make freezer meals? I know another thing that I do is what's not ate. Like if we miss one or we can't get to all of them, I will shove those into the freezer. So Aaron won't be able to finish, Aaron and Isabel most likely won't be able to finish the breakfast bread that I have made for them this week. I will separate it out, put it in the freezer, and once I get 4 or 5 of them, that will be Aaron's breakfast that week. And I just put them in these little containers or something like this, and Mama just pulls it out when we're ready, and I'm like, breakfast is ready, because I don't have to cook it, and that saves me some time. It saves me some energy and effort. So let me know in the comments below, what do you do? Check out our link tree. You'll see all of our other content. And as always, thank you for joining us on the Canny Couple, where we work hard, live simple, and enjoy life. Have a wonderful day.